What makes a minority? According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, a minority is culturally, ethically, or racially distinct group that coexists with but is subordinate to a more dominant group. Redheads fall into all three of these categories. In every culture, redheads are seen as something to be feared or belittled, enduring hardships from being teased to being persecuted. Follow the little redhead out onto the playground, where several of their peers are taught by society through a popular show, South Park, that redheads are disgusting, inhuman, unable to survive in the sunlight, or that they have no souls. Imagine being burned alive, the heat searing every inch of your body, your flesh melting off of you, the smell overwhelming. Too difficult to put yourself in that situation? Then sit next to me on the bus seat, a little 7th grade girl being asked by their much older passengers if the carpet matches their drapes, while their peers laugh and cheer them on. Would you be okay if this happened to your child? Redheads being burned has occurred many times throughout history. Emily Shackleton explains in her article, 8 of the Craziest Things People Have Believed About Gingers, that in 15th century Germany, red hair was a sign of witchcraft. It is estimated that 45,000 redheads were burned. Emily also reveals that in 19th century Egypt, redheads were believed to be vampires. They would also sacrifice redhead males to the god Osiris, their ashes scattered far and wide to ensure a bountiful harvest, as their hair color symbolized the golden wealth of the corn. In medieval times, the author Theophilus insisted that the blood of a redheaded male was a necessary ingredient to create the paint color Spanish gold. Since biblical times, redheads were seen as untrustworthy thanks to Judas, the disciple who betrayed Jesus, belonging to this group. Erika, in her article, Redheads Were Ethnically Cleansed and Deserve Protection, states that in Corsica, if you pass a redhead in the street, you are to spit and turn around. She also stated that Adolf Hitler, of all people, denied the marriage of 2 redheads because he believed their offspring would be deviants. In Russia, if someone is singled out or treated badly, the phrase is to ask, "Am I a redhead?" Meaning, why are you treating me so poorly, like you would a redhead? The phrase, "I'll beat you like a redheaded stepchild," was referring to the children that were sired illegitimately by a master with a slave in the southern United States. Currently in the United States, it is an accepted fact that doctors on the East Coast refuse to perform certain surgeries on redheads, such as shoulder surgery. This is because redheads heal differently, making the process much more complex. Redheads also require more anesthesia for surgery. I've experienced this myself waking up during my tonsillectomy, and also the anesthesiologist having a difficult time sedating me for my shoulder surgery. Calling a ginger is a widely acceptable, but why? A few years ago, there was a New Year's Eve countdown show on the funniest videos. An African American woman was the host. There was a video of a little red-headed ginger boy. She began the introduction. Next, we have a little ginger boy. I could not believe what I was hearing, especially from someone who understands what it is to be singled out and treated differently just because of how they look. Had the roles been reversed and a redhead had began the introduction and next we have a little black boy, there would have been a witch hunt. It is also acceptable for people to say or assume that because we have red hair, we have a temper. I have known many redheads in my life, and the general consensus is not that we have worse tempers. We actually are very good at maintaining our cool, but because we do this, when we get angry, it all comes out. What redheads endure is no different than what any other race has to endure. We are labeled and chastised for our hair and skin color. The difference with what we face is that it is accepted, and we are not one group or one race. According to Nick Bramall, the author of Discrimination Against Redheads is a Very Real, states that gingerism is the last socially acceptable form of discrimination. He also stated a University College Cork-based study found that as many 9 out of 10 redheaded men were bullied. Red hair is the rarest color in the world, accounting for just 0.6%. Scotland is home to the highest number of redheads at 13%, and Ireland is the second at 10%. It is time that this issue is taken seriously. There is no reason for misunderstanding and hate to be spread. There is a driving force for everyone to be accepted. It is time redheads are included. By making yourself aware of the situation redheads face, you can choose to be part of the solution instead of the problem.